Okay, let me play this. Hello, guys. Let's enjoy our music first. Welcome.
Mhm.
Let's enjoy the music. What did I do? We are here. We are on passive, shining bright into the future. We rise with hope and revolution, lifting up humanity as we rise, stand strong. We are we are bringing hope, shining light. We're a nation, we are rising with one. We bringing solution, lifting up humanity. Let's rise high, stand high. We are the unicorn. We are the
Okay.
I so love this song. So beautiful. You see how
Okay.
Mr. Ashmi father is dancing and the other people they're dancing. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from a wonderful weekend and welcome to a monumental Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much for being here again today. This is what it means. when you wake up and you come here and you meet with great minds like you guys, where else do we want to be? Here, where we descended from on passive. So thank you guys so much for being here. So before we begin, I'm going to remind you guys uh, that we are continuing with the celebration and empowerment of women and young girls until the end of the month with International Day of Women and Women History Month. So these two go together. Now the International Day is over last Friday. Now we continue until the end of the month. At the end of the month, begin to get ready for one or two great women. I know you have so many. All the women in your life are great. Just bring one or two that we're going to exchange here and talk about. While you're on the chat, we are also here on the panel. We're going to exchange these things. So important that we recognize and appreciate what women are doing in the world. They are the cornerstone and the cradle of all of us. So we need to do that. So, and how was your weekend? That's the number one thing. How was your weekend? I know that mine was wonderful, though exhausting, And
Yes.
I had three great things happen to me this weekend. After last Friday's show, I decided to visit St. John's Hospital here in Maplewood, where my son was born, because I figure out it's a good thing to visit the mothers in the nursery and the babies, because maybe they're in there, they're busy with the babies, and maybe there's just nobody to say Happy International Women's Day to them. So I decided to go there and also continue to pay tribute, because that's where my son was born. And so I stopped at Cup Foods and I bought some beautiful flowers, and then I bought some goodies to eat. I like to cook, but you don't cook. I'm still looking for certification. You don't want to cook here without certification.
Yeah.
So when I have the
Yeah.
certification, then I get to cook food and then I can take it to people. So when I was at the store, this amazing thing happened. Four beautiful little girls, I believe they were under 10 years old. They approached me so gently, so respectfully, and asked me to buy their Girl Scout cookies. Usually, I like to support things that concerns children and older people, especially little kids like that. Knowing that my son too used to sell those, and he's still selling things now at his age. He selling his books. He goes from door to door. So, and I was supposed to buy, not supposed, I wanted to buy just one, but I look at these little girls. I'm like, wow. I bought four. And they were so happy. And I get to share ONPASSIVE and One Global Movement with them. And immediately the dad, because the mom and the dad were there, the dad pulled out his phone, opened the phone, and saw One Global Movement. And when I explained to him our mission and vision, he was so happy. He said, I am subscribing right now. My wife is subscribing, and we're going to invite you to our children's school to come and speak, because I really took the time to carry out a conversation with them about what we are doing. And so he was very happy. So we need this. We really need this. Thank you so much for doing this. And I also talk about ONPASSIVE. I said, you know what? If you don't talk, you don't open your mouth, or you write something to people, they will not know what we are doing here in ONPASSIVE and One Global Movement. So that was very nice. They were happy.
Yes.
They said,
Yes.
that I bought more than anybody has bought for the day. If not of other things, I would have just bought the whole of those cookies and take it to somewhere to also give it to
Yeah.
I have other things to do. So that was the one. So, when I went to St. John's Hospital, I knew that they would not let me get to where the babies are or the mothers because of, infection, nosocomial infection and all those things. So, which was good. But the receptionists were so happy. They said, how dare you just think about something like this? We've not seen that in the longest time. I said, wow. I said, that means we need to do more things like that. Really get into those facilities, because really get into action into those places instead of just, and I was really happy that I did that. So, and I also, I drove 3 hours, 20 minutes to attend a baby shower. this lady has been so good to me. The son was getting married. So I really took the time I was tired, but then the inspiration to really meet her and the son and the daughter-in-law drove me there. So I drove all the way there, and they were so happy that I came. Very happy. They live in a countryside, beautiful, no cars. You don't hear the noise of cars, nothing. Close to the
Nice.
river. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't want to come. She said, you can come here. We can spend the night here. Someday I'll be broadcasting from her home. That's where I'm going to go. So this is what happened though. She was pregnant. She was really tired. She's about to pop out any minute from now. And I asked her, have you been reading to your unborn baby? She said, no. How can I do that? I said, just take a book and read to your child. And I
Absolutely.
said, what do you want for your child? You want your child to come out to be a happy, healthy, and wealthy child, right? She said, yeah. I said, go to Barnes and Noble, get a book. If I knew that you didn't have, but I was planning to bring you a book after you have the baby, a baby book that you can be reading. Start reading from today. Get a magazine or just even your prayers. Start really praying into existence what you want your baby to come out to be. And that baby will be that. They say, I did not know. I said, thank you so much. And my friend said, you see, I told you, because I think before I went there, they said, wait, that lady that is coming, you will know something will happen. So that's
That
so
is so lovely. What a lovely weekend. Yes, indeed.
yeah, that was very, very good. And I love that I did that. So now you guys begin to tell me about your own weekend in the chat. So now we're
Mm-hmm.
in the series, Oh Bless, O-CADEMY Revolution Part 77. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, 77. ONPASSIVE holds the promise of hope for the future of young girls and women. How so? Is that true? Begin to put your answers in the chat. Let me read the theme again. ONPASSIVE holds the promise of hope for the future of young girls and women. How so? Is that true? Begin to put it in the chat. Whatever you know that applies to this theme, put it in the chat. So I always like to begin with a quote. A woman in harmony with her spirit is like a river flowing. She goes where she will and arrives at her destination prepared to be herself and only herself. That is by my mentor, our mentor. I know a lot of you know her, uh, Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou. Angelo, whatever. So yes, she is a very powerful, powerful poet and writer and published a lot of great works. So now, before we dive into our topic of today, note this, please. Very, very important to note this. As we celebrate a Women's History Month, I would like our women and young girls to leave with this: respect for the man. When we celebrate these Women International Day or Women History Month, it implies respecting the man and everyone around you. I mean, respect for your husbands, respect for your brothers or any male figure in your life is very paramount to this. And from creation, God made it this way. Not you, not me. We didn't make it. That this will help us, the women, our children, and our villages and communities around the world, when we respect the man. True respect that comes with humility. And why do I emphasize on this? Because the way of the celebration of Women International Day in certain regions of the world is very, very shameful, is disgraceful. I've seen it. Women, some they take it as a revenge. Maybe, just maybe, the husband must have been doing something that I didn't like. But to me, I don't think that is a way to resolve the issue. You cannot go out as a woman to go and drink and get drunk. What are you teaching your children? What are you even, you don't respect your own self. Some of them actually go and sleep around just to celebrate it. And they say, he was doing it. Now No, no, no. When you do that, you know that children copy mostly from the mothers. When you do that, the children will copy, and you're not going to like it when you see your children behaving in a way that is not good. So, to resolve an issue is not to revenge, it's not to demonstrate anger, it's not to demonstrate that kind of frustration that comes with destruction of the family. It is not to disrespect the man. You respect him. There's always a solution and a way to talk about issues like this nature. So, very important. And the men too are hearing, because if the women are behaving this way, it means they do that for a reason. So, what ways are you putting in place that some of these things, or all of them, can be resolved for the sake of your own lives, your wife's life, and the lives of your children and children all over the world? Because whatever we do is going to have a ripple effect on not just one, not just then, the entire world, the entire family. So that is what I wanted to emphasize here, because I've seen both ends of the spectrum, and it's very important to talk about that. So when someone says that an AI company like ONPASSIVE holds a promise of hope to women and young girls, to me, it means the commitment of ONPASSIVE to empowering and uplifting women and girls through its products, its services, and its global initiatives. Is this true of ONPASSIVE? Is this true? Begin to write it in the chat. I think we are seeing better days with ONPASSIVE. That's what I think. We are really seeing better days with ONPASSIVE. At least I am. And I believe all of us here are. Otherwise, we will not be here, because this is the first company that has brought a global family together that we are enjoying here today. We are expressing our various endeavors. I know that I have a lot of goals that I want to accomplish, especially focusing on young people, children from 1 day old to 26 years old, particularly the young woman. I know that Reverend James is doing the same, almost the same thing, helping children with a focus on young girls who are also children having children. And I know that Sister Yvonne is doing the same thing with clean water supply, because water is life. So we all have one thing or the other. And I know that you guys on the chat do, because of the way you write. I read it. I know that you do. So all of us here, we have, so at least we have something that we are benefiting from ONPASSIVE. Even though we are still waiting for the apples, apples are enablers. If we don't line our inner core with these mindset goals and themes, those apples will just plague our lives, right? So very, very important. So let us look at the kind of hope ONPASSIVE is giving women and young girls. We talk about representation. The representation in ONPASSIVE is priority. It is diverse. It is inclusive representation. It is advertising, marketing, and leadership positions, showcasing women and girls in positions and aspirational roles. We talk about Professor Susan in all media. We know that we have among us children that are also doing this with us. We know that, right? And we see diverse positions in ONPASSIVE. Yet, and I know that Mr. Ash Mufara will be working towards this. We want to see more women in leadership positions in our company, right? And in other company, because this is Women's History Month. We want to make sure that, not that it has to be equal, because there are certain things by nature, the way God created us, men can do it better than women. We must all admit that. Even though we are living in North America, where they say, what a man can do, I can do. When we run our mouth like that, that's not a good way. That's not respect. Certain things a woman can do better than the men. That's just the way God made it. We have to be able to come to terms with this and accept it, and then do things the right way, instead of trying to challenge somebody. That's not a good way to me. That's what I think. But we want to be able to include women. Inclusion. That is one of the main thing of a Women International Month. Women are asking and seeking for all inclusion in every field of life, according to how their natural ability can take them. Let them do it, instead of hushing them to the ground, because it's been that way in the past. And then sometimes this is created by cultures, and sometimes governments and societies, because we have been giving the same gift, not the same gift, different gift, but with the same potential according to how God says you can perform the thing that He created you to perform. So let us give them that. They can try. At least let them try. If they fail,
Yes.
that's okay. At least you've given them, instead of trying to discourage them, to tell them you cannot amount to this, you can't do it, or instead of saying, oh, the CEOs are only for men, not for women, because there's still a very low percentage of women CEO around the globe, and women, we know, are the monuments. They are the cornerstones. They are everything, even though they're doing it in silence in the background. We know, but we also know that you, the kings of this world, the men, you stand to represent very huge part of us. So either way, we stand to do something, but let us give people the opportunity to try. So ONPASSIVE is given that opportunity, and we are hoping and praying that they will continue to give more, so that people like Professor Susan will also be there, because you cannot talk to women or a young girl exactly the same way the mother will. The mother knows how to raise that child, especially considering the biological makeup of their bodies. It's just like the son. The mother knows fully well that there are certain things about the boy or your son that you cannot do except your husband or the father. We know those things, and let us really accept them the way they were created if we really want to be happy. So the second one is opportunities. ONPASSIVE gives us opportunities. It offers opportunities for women and young girls to excel and succeed, whether through educational programs, career development initiative, or entrepreneur support, right? And then advocacy. ONPASSIVE is actively involved in advocating for women's rights and gender equality, both within its own operations and in broader societal context. This is very, very important. That is why Mr. Ash Mufare gave all of us 1.4 million founders that opportunity. He didn't go to say, no, the men. He didn't do that. He just put it out there, and so that we can take advantage. And we all who are here today, we grab that opportunity and we are running with it. Anybody that is lacking behind, don't sit tomorrow and look at another person and say, what did you do? No, you don't even have to ask that question. If you grab the opportunity and you are running with it, just like all of us here, you will not have even that chance to even think about that question, right? So, number 4, product offerings. The products or services offered by ONPASSIVE will directly cater for the needs and interests of women and young girls, addressing specific challenges they face or enhancing their quality of life. If you think about woman, I bet you is going to address a lot of the issues that women face, even biological issues. Because through O Woman and through O-CADEMY, we can now come in here and look really closely at the issues that the young girls are facing, because we have faced it too. Some of us are still facing it. Those biological things that we were created with, that we can't escape from them, they are there. But some people don't have the resources to cater for those resources. Think about the young girls that Reverend James is helping. I have seen them virtually, and these girls don't have the resources to buy certain things that they can use, and now sanitation becomes a problem for them, and that is why we are here trying to build this foundation, so that we can take into account those kind of things. We can even try to go right to the source of production and negotiate with the producers so that they can produce those things at a lower rate, so that we can get to supply. These girls can know where to get these things at an affordable price, or sometimes we can even just share in schools, especially in dorms where you have these girls. They don't have things to wear. Some of them, I'm telling you, you should see what some girls use. Very unsanitary. They will take cloth and use their cloth that they just pick from somewhere. This is sad, very sad, and that is why we are here. We mean business. We're not just talking. We're doing this so that when that time comes, we know that we will go everywhere and try to see what these young girls can be using. Because if a young girl is using something, the tendency is that she's going to grow up and tell the daughter, why do you want me to buy this? This is what I was using. Why can't you use that as well, right? To economize. And we don't want that because they are going to get sick. And then inspiration. Who? Can you tell me one or two people that you know that have not gained inspiration from ONPASSIVE? Through ONPASSIVE high ethical standards, actions, and messaging, the company seeks to inspire women and young girls to pursue their goals and their dreams, break barriers, and realize their full potentials. That is why a lot of products here, you're free to choose which one resonates with you. Which one can you use to start helping yourself at your family right there in your home, your village, your community? Which one can you use? That is why we have chosen O-Bless, O-CADEMY. But we know there are others, like all women will be adding those. And as we go along, this is so important. You don't just sit. You start working on your own thing and use it in your writings, use it in your art, use it when you're talking to people, use it when you're speaking to students in school. This is the way we can spread the good message of ONPASSIVE so that it can infect the entire world for the better. These are highest quality product, but it's going to be at a very moderate price. And it is the way the products are designed. They do in such a way that some people like us who are not AI or high-tech savvy, we can still access them. Isn't that a beautiful thing? What else is there? So inspiration is very powerful. And we hear Mr. Ashbufara talking about the forces. The forces are speaking to me. Just like I say, my grandmother speaks to me. People think that something is wrong with me, which is true. It is very true. And he's talking about clean, safe, valuable product. These are all inspiration. Open up your mind and take these things in, because the way you behave now, it's the way you think about the things around you. So open up your minds positively and begin to embrace this thing, because this is the hope for all of us, not just for women and young girls, for our young boys as well, because we cannot do this for the young girl without the young boy, because they're going to come together at some point. So education and training. ONPASSIVE provides opportunities for women and girls to learn about AI and gain the skills needed to pursue careers in the field through programs and workshops. Those workshops is just exactly what we are doing here. And sometimes Mr. Ashbufara is doing those workshops. Our leaders are also doing virtually. This is what we are doing here in One Global Movement. And some people do it in person. In person, like you go, like I went to the store, I have to talk to people about it. And they'll ask me, what is it? What does it do? Now, you can invite them to attend the webinars, or you can hold a meeting on O-Connect with them. Let them see what works. When you hold a meeting, whether it's a one-on-one, 2 people, 5 person, that is how you expose your product, O-Connect, to the world. I so enjoy O-Connect now. Every little thing, I just send the link out. Let's hold an O-Connect meeting. And that is, you'll be like, wow. And my son was reluctant at first, because now that he's in school because of his studies, he left his account for me to manage, and the grandmother's account that he bought for. And now, since we have every Saturday meeting, that's a way of me to really introduce him to O-Connect, because I knew if he knows what O-Connect is made of, he will want it. Now he creates the links and says, Mommy, I'll manage my account now. And now he likes it. So he's doing it. I said, if you want a meeting with your friends, even your school advisor, send them the link. Let them create it. Then you must have introduced them to something great. We don't keep it to ourselves, right? We need to share. So research and development. ONPASSIVE regularly monitors and conducts research and development on AI technologies that addresses gender biases, promote inclusivity, and serve the needs and interests of women and children. You see that? Yes, monitoring so that it can be safe, because without that safety, nothing else will amount to anything. So this is very, very important, because our young girls are being lured into situations all over the world, either forced into sex trafficking or online bullying and all of those dirty things that are not good for the child's mind. And they know that these are children, yet they still do it, right? So we need to be on top of these things and really, really begin to implement them as well as we talk about them, so that these young girls will know that there is a way out here for One Global Movement. Is I can go to One Global Movement, I can go to ONET where it is clean and safe. That would be my Facebook. So we need to do these things. Constantly go to ONET and post something there. That is how we now start moving from what we know, like, let me not call their names because I don't want it to sound like I'm criticizing other platforms. We now gradually migrate from what we use now and our children are using to our own system, ecosystem. And ONET is then becomes our own Facebook, which is very, very important. So community engagement, ONPASSIVE engages with the global community through us, global community, to raise awareness about the importance of diversity and inclusion in AI, and to inspire and mentor women and girls who are interested in pursuing, oh my gosh, scam likely, who are pursuing careers in technology. These people are, they say scam likely. Oh, sure. Okay. This is very, very important. Yeah, they're calling me. They say scam likely, and it's a scam number. They're calling me. This is what we're talking about. We're talking, and they are bombarding me right here. This is what we are talking. Think about it. What about our children who are so young? They have the young mind. And these people come, they know the psychology of children. They study it. They know how to dupe the children. And then these kids, because they have purity within them, they believe. So we teach our children, don't believe in people that you don't know. No matter how good what they're telling them, no, go tell your parents. Go tell your caregivers. Go tell your mentor. If you don't have parents, look for somebody. And we are here in ONPASSIVE. Even here in ONPASSIVE, know who you tell things to, because I'm not saying that they are bad people, but they are bad people in every society, whether we like it or not. That is the fact. But here's the thing. Some people did not know how to be good because the parents were not around them for one reason or the other. Or for something in a situation of war or in a situation of famine, a lot of bad things happen. You know, people live in refugee camps, a lot of bad things happen. In that case, those people, they don't know better. And that's what they are giving. What they are giving you, that's what they know. So we want to be able to come now, somebody like me that I've gone almost through it all and also seen the good and the bad. So now I am so armed tooth and nail to make sure that these girls are not tampered with. Okay, that is what it's going to take. And let us keep building this foundation, because when we build a solid foundation like what we are doing with ONPASSIVE, you're building it to go for millions of generations to come. Because if we don't build it, like I was doing before, doing three jobs, not sleeping well, and some of it must have led to my miscarriages, you know. And because I wanted to educate these children, I wanted to help, but I did not have that mindset that you need to build the foundation solid first, so that when the resources start coming, there'll be a non-stop. Now you can just continue to help. I did not know that, but now that I know, because of Mr. Ash Mufara and ONPASSIVE and you guys here, nothing is going to stop me from building this foundation. Every little penny that I have, I'll build it so that when these things start moving out, they will go to every child. This is very important. And let us build that mindset. I know that we come from different backgrounds. We don't know how to build generational wealth. Generational wealth means you build it, you take time, and it takes prayers. It takes patience, it takes respect, it takes everything good for you to put it in there and build it from. Let us not have that mindset of I want it now. There is nothing like now. Easy come, easy go. You want something now, it will come right now, it will go out the other way. And you're left with the constant position of trying to want the government to help it, depending on those pennies and little food stamps from the government. You don't want that. You want to build generational wealth for yourself. And you can start from somewhere before you get to where you want. And that's what everybody in life should be doing. You don't have to say, I have to do only this thing. No, if you're like me, you start by selling peanuts, roasted peanuts and corn. I started very young. And those things stick to me, and it's still bringing me money. You see that? So it's all money, depending on your mindset. So it's very, very important. So now, and this is done through ONPASSIVE. 1.4 million founders. All of these things are done through 1.4 million founders, and who are the soldiers and footprints of destiny of ONPASSIVE. We need to know that we didn't just come here, arrive here by ourselves. It is through divine intervention, through Mr. Ash Mufara. God always sends people in your life and prophets that if you really have that good heart and a clean head to focus on yourself, you will see these people and you will take advantage of. This is very, very important. And it depends on you, your mindset. If you want to magnify something to turn it, to make it big, that's exactly what it's going to be. If you're going to sit here and say, he keeps saying this, he keeps saying this thing is going to happen, it's not happening. And you want only that apple right now, it's not going to come. It's not going to come. Our mindsets are very, very important. What do you want to do with your life 100 years from now? Only 100 years? I want 1,000,000 years. You hear One Global Movement is 1.7 billion. We want to reach 1.7 billion children, focusing on the young woman. Because when you educate one girl, one woman, you educate the entire village, the entire world, the entire nation. But when you educate a man, that is not to say the education of the man is not important. It is important as well. But the man does not replicate. The man is not multiplication, it's by nature. It's not something to be proud of. That's the way God made it. We need to respect it. But without that man too, you will not be able to have those children. God makes it as a balance. So it is up to us to support, respect, love one another, nurture one another to become. If you can put your hands on somebody's back, do it and push that person to keep excelling. Because when you put your hands on somebody's back to push them to move ahead, like my grandmother said, automatically you're also moving. Just try it on somebody to see if you're not going to move. It is a fact. So this is very, very important. And we're going to be helping regardless of who. We're going to try, like when Mr. Ashman Farah says, it's going to be the elimination to the corruption. Most of us think only the corruption in high government position with money. No. The corruption is the mindset, brainwashing corruption that is really ravaging a lot of countries in the world. If we don't do away with the mindset, if we do not, we're not never going to get anywhere. We have to be able to build in our children a mindset that says, I was created by Almighty God for great things. I was put on the surface of the earth to do great things. That I was born for such a time as this, to take advantage of ONPASSIVE and run with it to myself, my family, and to the world. If we don't have that mindset, forget about it. Whatever you're looking for, it's not going to work well for you. That's the law of nature. A mindset that says, I am going to go to Germany, or I'm going to go to Italy, or I'm going to go to Kenya or Cameroon or Canada or Rwanda. This is what I am going to do, regardless of who you meet. A mother, a father, children, you are behaving the same way, the way you treat your own children. That is the kind of mindset that is going to change the world. A mindset that says, if somebody is looking for trouble with me, do you have to waste your time arguing with that person? No. Unless that person touches you, then you can fight back tooth and nail and defend yourself, because that's the only instance that the Bible says defend yourself. Other than that, don't waste your time, because you'll be putting things in your mind that are not worth it. Just leave them alone and pray to God, pray for them, and then keep moving. Keep moving ahead. And remember, you're going to have failures. We want our children to always know failure is not a bad thing. Failure is a good thing. That means it's a learning curve, because those things, God allowed them to happen for a reason. Take advantage. Do not get upset. Do not be crabby about them. Oh, I've done this thing. I've wasted a lot of money. When you do that, that's exactly what you're going to get. Please. I have learned this. I thank God for my grandmother for all of this. That's why my mom sometimes, or some people will say, why is it that something doesn't bother you? People say things to you, you don't care. But you stand up for yourself. That doesn't mean that you let people talk to you anyhow. You have to cut healthy boundaries. Establish just healthy boundaries so that people know. When people see Reverend James, they know this is Reverend James. Somebody say Reverend James is this, so you think, I say, no, I know Reverend James to be this, not that one. If somebody sees Sister Yvonne Finn, say, no, I know her, which I already know, because a lot of you guys say, if you think people don't know you, they know. They say, oh no, that's not Reverend James. That's not Sister Yvonne Finn. So that is being consistent. So those mind things, set things, healthy things are coming. We're going to soon start a mindset series that even though we are doing all of this, we are also including it there, but we're going to treat it specifically. I will take those ones from the evening, the 8 p.m. one, and then we'll bring it here. We'll start doing it. Life is made simple. Let us not complicate things. It's made simple. If people don't give you what you want, go look for your own. If people are mad at you, know that why did they get mad at you? Maybe something is they didn't eat. They were hungry, or maybe just maybe they don't even have a place to live. Something has to go wrong. So let us not judge people. Let us not, those things, a lot of things. So on passive is the hope for the future of women and young girls. Everything is here. It depends on how you see it, how you action it. That is what you're going to get. And for us here, all of us here, we're going to do our best. So I'll let you guys contribute, please.
Does Brother James want to go ahead?
Brother James, you can go ahead because I don't want your internet to disappoint you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to thank you and Mr. Mufare what has done. So to help all the who wish to help those one who are in illiteracy and hunger, especially who are in poor in general. So for me, I decided to help the young girls, younger women's, because you find some they are coming from the poor families. They decided to marry earlier. So if we find for those who are coming from poor families, they are they are deciding to go to those women, to those men, so they need help to those men. Then you find if they take them, if they marry them, they already leave them when they are still young. You find they are in struggle because they have left it by those men. So that's what you find that the the poorest it become the hereditary. So that's why we should help them to help themselves, and they become even they can survive, and they can have a future, a hope of future. So if their men, their husband left them, they left them when they help themselves, they can't depend to those men. So that's why I decided to help those young women, young girls, if they meet that problem, so they have power to help and to live, and they have hope of living. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sister Yvonne. I really like to talk into this because he raised something that really touches my heart a lot. And thank you so much, Reverend James. Reverend James is bilingual. He speaks French, you can tell, right? Yes. And he is really doing well speaking English. First of all, I want to say thank you so much. May God bless the works of your hands, your heart, and your head, because very few people will do that. They will even seek to exploit those young girls even further. What he's saying here, it is so prominent, especially in poor areas of the world. And poor areas as such, not because they are poor because of the greed and power of the world. Because these young girls are found in societies where they have wealth, rich resources.
Yes.
But something is going on. One of our own ONPASSIVE brother asked, how is it that Africa is so rich yet so poor? We know Africa is a huge marketplace for a lot of people, and we know that. And we want to make sure that, and the mindset change that has been left in these communities is very detrimental and very bad. And we want to make sure that we change it. But here's what Reverend James is talking about. And I know it because I was born in Africa. I know that, and I've seen it myself. It's just that I was brought up differently. Otherwise, I would have fallen a prey to those kind of things as well. So he's saying that he finds it in his heart to help these young girls. These young girls, they come from very poor families. The families are not able to educate them. And because of that, they push these young girls into marriage, or the young girls themselves are being lured by these very old grandfathers, old men into marriages, so that they can provide for them. And if you think about a young girl that cannot afford a pad to use, cannot afford something, what do? They fall prey. And this is what these young men do. They go and rent apartment. I've seen it. They rent apartments and put these young girls there, and it's just like they're using their life for sex slaves or something. And so when that happened, you are already 30 years, 40 years older than a young girl. You go and marry this young girl, and you have children with this young girl. You die, or you continue to flirt the way you're doing. These young girls are left to fend for themselves and these children. A lot of times it's not enough. The circle of poverty continues if we do not break this. That is why the mindset education is very important. We educate these young girls so they know not to. Because if somebody is old, they're coming to talk to you, don't have, you will go because they have. But if we give them something tangible that they can work on, not just giving them money now and then tomorrow they ask again. No, we want to get to a point where what do they love to do? What is available around their environment that they can do that we can support them to do, so that they begin to do that. They build their own wealth. You'll find now that they have the power. They can do their own things, and that is how they become independent. And then they start thinking about their children, and then they'll be apt to also educate their children not to get into the situations that they find themselves. Some of them, the parents actually force them. I was forced at 11. Imagine if I had gotten married at 11. I think I would have contacted that cancer, obstetric fistulas. A lot of these young girls, they contact obstetric fistulas that they smell, and then this cancer, sometimes they bleed to death, because that's what comes with young girls that get pregnant without fully being developed from 18 and above. So we emphasize education, but we cannot do that without providing the means. Otherwise, they will go back to the same place. I know what you're doing, James. You are under one global movement. I have selected people to be under one global movement. I just ask that we continue to do what we are doing, because when we build this foundation from, we know where we're going to first. We know the people that are really helping here. We know what to do. We're going to travel and come to those places, the entire world, because I've seen those young girls. Some is having twins, not twins, triplets, 3. Imagine with an old person. And the tendency is, when you marry somebody that is way older than you, they suppress you. Their way of thinking is different from yours. And you want to say something, they'll hush it down. They want you to only take the way they are telling you to. And a lot of them, they contact HIV, because these men will go and sleep with whoever they want. The rules and regulations are not there. Just imagine if this was you. I thank God that God saved my life, and I'm here to tell these stories and also help young girls together. But thank you so much, Reverend James, for the amazing work that you're doing. Continue to do it. Let's do this foundation. Things will come. We might not have the resources now, but I'm doing everything in my capacity within the laws of the United States to do something, and then while also waiting for ONPASSIVE. Imagine here and bringing ONPASSIVE together, we will help the entire universe. Thank you so much. I feel bad for that, but thank you. Thank you so much, Yvonne, for helping me do that. You can go ahead.
No, I mean, I can see that needed to be expressed and expanded further, because it's we need to keep it at the forefront of our head. That is not just economic abuse that some of these young girls are facing. It's actually life and death situations, right? And what Reverend James just mentioned there, it is so heartrending, but it's so pervasive and pernicious, and it's a cultural thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like, so these young girls, they're thinking, what are our options? Do we starve? Mm-hmm. Our families are forcing us to do this. Society, their culture expects it. Because sometimes when they do this, it's not just for themselves, right? The entire family is probably going to be fed or looked after. Mm-hmm. When this thing happens, right? When they go with these older men, and then they end up not only looking after children, it looks like, but they're looking after these older people who are now So they have it both ways. Where do they get any time for themselves? Can they even go to school? If
No.
so, unless they were taken completely out of that environment, like you were, how 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 is it going to be resolved? Thank God for Unpassive. Unpassive does provide a hope. It does, because I mean, even some of the products in there are called after women's or women, and the educational academy, and it's it's just going to level the playing field if we can get the cultural bias to be tamped down as well. Because what I can see is it's probably not going to be easily done, because you can't assault people's culture and get away with it easily. I don't know. What do you think? How will that work?
That is so true. When people have something that they cherish, but that is greed. They do it. They don't want it to be taken away from them, but they don't care if they're hurting somebody. I think the best way is through education. And when you educate these young people, you don't just educate them, you give them something substantial, because what pushes them into, they know that these things are bad. These cultures were written by the men against the women and children.
Yes,
And
yes.
even here in the United States, it's still there. It's
Ah,
there.
mhm.
Everywhere. There, it can be cultural. Here, it is societal or government or something. It is there.
It's economical, and it's also
Economical. So,
a different kind of abuse, because I
yes.
mean,
Yes.
abuse just doesn't come from poverty. It doesn't just come from poverty.
Uh-huh.
Even wealthy homes here,
Yes.
children are running away and rather sleep on the street, and then they get abuse of a different kind.
Yes, even here in the United States,
Yes,
states have the highest rate of
North America, here
sex
too, in
trafficking,
Canada. Yes,
more
yes,
than anywhere else in the world.
yes,
Yes, and people might say, "Oh, look at those people in the poor country," but here you are in a position where you can really stop the. Why are you promoting it? So it
exactly.
is education, but education in not just theoretical education, but practical education.
Absolutely.
Education that will put a trade in these young
Their
women's hands,
yes,
to
yes,
when they have hope, something to hang on to. That's their hope. They know that, okay, after God, this is what is going to help me and my
yes,
children, if they have
yes,
children, then
yes,
they will be apt to stop that. And then we tell them, because we teach them the consequences of sleeping with these old men or having
yes,
babies at a very young age. There
yes,
are always grave consequences, and I have seen it. Women dying of obstetric fistulas,
yes,
bleeding to death because they
yes,
got married very young. My mom has it. I just told you guys. My
yeah,
mom has it, but
yeah.
she's lucky because she's here with me, and I go to the hospital with her every so often, and I follow up with the treatment options and everything. I just came from the clinic today.
Absolutely. Yes,
Otherwise,
you
my
have
mom
to.
would have bled
Yes,
to death. So these
yes,
things are very serious. We might not be experiencing it, but people are going through hell. People are
yes,
going through hell.
yes,
Imagine a young girl that is bleeding with nothing to put on, and the blood is just going down the legs or sitting in one place forever for 3 days, so that the period can go away before she can get out. This is
yes,
horrible. So we need to work with
yes,
this thing, but it doesn't have to be just theoretical with practical, tangible things that they can work on. What do
yes,
these young girls love to do? What can they learn and start doing? We want to build
mhm,
a mindset of independence. I can
yes,
do, they can
yes,
do mentality. I
yes,
can do
yes,
this.
yes,
Yes, I can do this. Other people have done it. I can do it as well. Then
absolutely.
we establish those things. That is why we're going to be doing something like the seed programs. We're going to be like sewing, like machine. He is even trying with his own private money, buying
Yeah,
sewing machines for these
yeah,
young girls to
yes,
learn a trade. So we make
mhm,
sure they learn a trade. We monitor it. We document everything. Because if
yeah,
we don't monitor, accountability is very important. So
yes, 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 yes,
yes,
yes,
these things
yes,
are very, very important. We will do it. Education, practical and theory. Education is important for everybody. And so we're
yeah.
not going to fight with anybody for those things. But eventually, the girls themselves, they will understand, and they will not accept, they will not succumb to those things anymore. They will
That's
not.
right.
Yes,
That's
so
right.
that's what, and Mr. Ashman Farah has provided that platform, and we just have to keep building. It
Absolutely.
takes time to build
Yes.
something that lasts for posterity. It takes
Right.
time.
Right.
Everything in life, and we want to also erase the mindset in now. Now, I want it now. Now, what am I going to get? The mindset of depending on this. I will need. No, no, no. What are you doing yourself? I know that We can cultivate. We need to teach our kids how to cultivate. I am here in the United States. People would think, oh, she's just lying. She doesn't cultivate. I do. And some
Of
of those
course.
things I learned from a very young age. And I love to do it. First of all,
I
farming,
saw your watermelons. I saw them.
farming and gardening, it's
Yeah.
healthy for our
Yes.
mental health.
It
It's
is.
good. So people should
Absolutely,
know.
yes.
Plant something. Encourage. Because when we are coming, we're not just coming to here, take this money. No. I need to know. If I need to give you money, Reverend James, just so you know, accountability is very important. What are these? I need to know what those young women
Of
want to do.
course.
We document everything because they're going to be one global movement directors in every city in the world. So that those things are documented. They make sure that they're doing what they say they are doing. If you are not, it means that you're just causing trouble for yourself. You're out. Go take a time out before you come back again later when you must have learned
Yes.
your lesson. So that is very important. Welcome, Esther. We are here talking of how ONPASSIVE is giving hope to future women and young girls. So that's what we are talking about here. So we are almost done, but thank God you woke up from sleep and you're here.
Good to see you, Sister Esther. Good to see you.
I think you're muted, Esther.
You started very early. It's 5:56.
No, we did not start early.
No, the time changed. Remember, the time changed now.
We have a
Oh,
time.
she thought she was the first again today because she's been coming first always now. Now she thought she was the first. No, the time.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So when you go home, just fix it. The time changed. So 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time stays the same, but I think is it 1 p.m.
That
Eastern
should
Daytime.
Eastern Daylight Time, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Eastern
that
Daylight
should be
Time.
my 5 o'clock now instead of 6 o'clock.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Now you remember.
You know, I was
remember last time?
thinking I'm the first to come in.
Yeah, she's
No,
been
you're
coming
not.
first, always. Before I open the thing, she's right there. I said, what are you doing here?
That's
Hello,
funny.
Brother James. How are you?
I'm good.
Boy.
I'm good.
No, we're
Yeah.
talking here, we're discussing some situations that we all know here, because it happens right in our communities, whether it is developed or developing, it happens with the girls. These girls getting, and I'm sure that's what your mother and your father started with the foundation, with these young girls, try to counsel them not to get into those marriages.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, absolutely. Their counseling was spanned through every age, counseling the young married, counseling the youths, counseling young men and women, making sure that they live a life that is beneficial to the Word of God. A lot of things. In fact, it's a lot of grants. I wish I can do that, but I will just do a bit of the one I can afford to do, because those couple, they are something else.
But
I don't
Sister
think-
Esther, I wanted to ask you, are these marriages always, are they optional and voluntary, or did these women, especially the young girls, did they really have a choice in the matter? Tell me.
You mean about marriages?
Yes, these young marriages, was it optional for them, or were they forced?
No. That's to be honest, most of them is like forced marriages,
Yeah,
and they don't have a choice.
yeah.
But that is not in the whole of Africa or in the whole of Nigeria. We have a part of Nigeria, mainly the Hausas,
Yeah.
that at a very tender age, say like 5-10 years, the girls are already committed to one old person, to go in with as a wife.
Yeah.
So it's really, really a very bad thing. The society have not done anything possible to stop that. It is still going till today.
Yeah.
Still ongoing. And these girls have started revolting against this.
good.
And as they try to revolt now, it looks like their lives is in
Our risk.
danger.
Our
Yeah,
risk.
there's
Yes.
a lot of threats
Yes.
at the moment for those of them that want to wake up against that. Even the older women, they are also in support of the young girls.
Yes, exactly.
Some of
That's
them
what I
are
was talking
going out,
to Dr.
carrying
Mundih
things.
about. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a cultural and it's entrenched.
Exactly, exactly. But luckily, in my own part of the world, that
Yes.
doesn't exist, to be honest.
Thank God. Thank
Yeah, it
God.
doesn't exist. So, but right now, it looks like the whole of Nigerians are trying to join hand to stop that part of the country that is all still practicing that.
Right.
You know, it's
Do you
a very
think there's foreign, what should I call it? Outside pressure for them to
Mm,
stop it? Are they being influenced by that? Is it because the world is watching? No?
no. There is nothing. The truth is, these communities and their tradition, they're adamant. Let me
Yes.
just put it that way.
Yes.
You know, they feel that nobody should intercede.
Interfere in their
Interfere with
yes,
whatever
yes,
they are doing.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is their culture.
yeah.
And according to them, the young men are free to marry as many wives as possible.
Still,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes, they are free to marry as many wives as possible, and there is no age barrier. You know, it can even be a child that was just born yesterday, and they just commit that one to one old man.
Yeah.
They wait to a certain age, maybe
Yeah.
5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and the
Yeah.
girl will move over to the man's house. And you know
Yes.
what that means?
Yes,
So
of
it's a
course.
very bad.
And this is one thing that I would also say. That is the in some part, like you say, in Cameroon too is the houses, but some people too are like that, like in my own case, you know. And here's one thing that I must say: like those that they can marry as many wives as possible, and which is part of the culture, their culture. But here, like in developed countries, they don't marry, but they still have girlfriends all over the place. You see that?
Yeah,
So they are
yeah.
not married.
So
But here
that
in
is the
Utah,
difference. You understand?
there's a difference. Yes, in
Yeah, that
Utah,
is the difference.
there is
You will not marry them, but they are allowed. You know, their
yes,
wives do not have the mouth, you
yes,
know, to stop
yes,
them.
yes.
So they keep moving around, you know, committing all sorts of things. Then the life of these women, to call their wives, is not safe.
No.
You know, they can go out there and carry one disease or the other, and all those things. I don't know. There's no win-win case in this situation. It's so unfortunate.
Sometimes you even carry the disease. They who brought it to you, they're going to accuse you that you're cheating. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, they will turn around and put it on you because women are so suppressed. That is why this International Women's Month it's so big, because everything, even up to the extent there's a man in my village, but this man is a very good man. He's still there. He got married for 14 years. They never got pregnant. But they kept saying, "Oh, send that woman away. That woman is barren. That woman is barren." They don't even understand.
They don't
To say,
understand. Most
go
times
and go for medical findings. They don't understand. That man said, "Yep, that's my wife. God gave me. I'm not sending my wife away." But then come to realize that the problem was from the man. He was suffering from impotence.
They wouldn't,
and
yeah,
then
they
they
wouldn't
got a
know
child
that. Yeah,
after 14 years. They got two kids. You know? Can you imagine that? In the state of Utah here, they practice polygamy right here in the United
Yes,
States.
they do. Yes, they do. Yes.
the
And then
one,
they turn around and say, "Oh, see, look what they are doing there. Did you look what you're doing here?"
Yes.
my cousin married for 31 years. They never had any child. It was at the 31 years marriage that they had a child.
Yeah.
You cannot believe that.
Yes, of course.
So most times it's up to the man, you know, to stand firm when they are being pushed around.
Yes.
And it takes a lot for you to love your wife, you know, to stand the pressure. You understand? So
because
not really,
it's also a stigma not to have children when you are.
Yeah.
it's a big one. The
And the thing is, the woman, they don't even think that it can be
they
something
always
else.
blame it on the woman. It's even not only having a child, it also has to do with a male child. You know?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Yeah, you can have so many girls, as long as you have not got a male child that will take over the family.
Yes.
When the man passes away, that is still a problem.
Yes, yes, it is.
And the only thing we can really do, and thank God for this modern technology through ONPASSIVE, we begin to do the education, and more education.
Yeah.
Very, very important, because things are changing real fast. The mothers, they are aware. Look at my mother and my grandmother. They never went to school, but they understand the value of education for the young girl. And that is why they were bent. My grandmother in particular was ready to die for me to be educated,
Yes.
and that happened. So this is what we're going to do. We're not going to fight. We just go behind the scene. They won't even know us, and that is what we're going to do. But then it's to change the mindset of these girls that come from this culture. These girls that are being, you go to Asia, you see these young girls are being trafficked here to the United States to sleep with old men. Can you imagine that? What is that? It's terrible.
No, the world is something
Okay,
else.
Sister Mundih, keep an eye on the chat, on the time. I think it's
Okay.
after 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me put us back to the screen, all of us. Do I know how to do this? Okay, there we
It's
go.
time you started acknowledging your attendees and reading their lovely comments. I know Esther just got here, but it's not late.
Look at me jumping that I'm coming here on time.
Okay, thank you so much, Kushal, for being here. We love you. I see everything that you guys are doing, and I know that the panelists will be greeting everyone here. And our sister Yvonne Finn says ONPASSIVE has affordable product that will be accessible to everyone, including young girls and women, and enabling them keep up with technological advancement globally. Yep. And our brother Levy, thank you so much, brother Levy, for what you're doing. I see it every day. Thank you guys so much. Keep doing that. This is what it takes to build this foundation to reach all our children. Happy Monday. Hashtag One Global Movement. Hashtag Solutions. Hashtag Women and Girls. Hashtag Global Accessible Technological. Hashtag advancement.
Very nice.
And then
very
hello,
nice.
DZ Official 2.0. How are you? What is that your real name? We need your real name, sir, so that our children can know you by name. But thank you so much for being here. Come again and encourage other people to come. I see that Dr. Benny is in the chat. Thank you so much, Dr. Benny, for contributing from the chat. Yes. And we have our man, Good Time. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We appreciate you for being here today. And I'm going to read this one from Dr. Benny. She says, ONPASSIVE can play a crucial role in providing hope for the future of young girls and women by implementing various initiatives and practices that promote gender equality, empowerment, and inclusivity. Yep, that is so true. Thank you so much, Dr. Benny. And let me go down to make sure that I don't miss people who are here. And our brother Levy says, ONPASSIVE is going to bring fairness and impartial to women and girl children across the globe. Yep, that's what we're talking about here. AK Aaron Roy, how are you? Welcome today. I know you're new here. Welcome and thank you for being here. Come again and encourage other people to come and let us get our children to watch One Global Movement YouTube channel. And you can also sign up. You look on the flyer. You can sign up to be part of the One Global Movement team on WhatsApp because there's a WhatsApp link there. Nancy Jody, how are you? How was your weekend? Thank you so much for being here. And we have our man, John Barilla. Hello, hello, hello. Everyone, once again, I was on the One Global Movement for 2 days from now, but let me welcome you all to One Global Movement Speak with Heart. Please feel free to comment here in the chat. And while I'm reading this, Friday, we're going to have Mr. Mohammed Azim. He's coming again to speak about women, especially our children, the young girls. So come. So our sister says, greetings and welcome, attendees. Hashtag One Global Movement, where we hashtag Speak with Heart for young people. Yep. And let me go down here. And I see Gutam with the dancing ladies. I love those dancing ladies a lot. That's nice. And I have not been able to know this emoji. What, Maria, Just, how are you? Those are beautiful emojis. I love them. But what are they? I need to know them. Is that a unicorn? I don't know. Well, but thank you so much for being here today. You are highly welcome here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Mr. John Barilla, Maria Just, and of course, Levi Mamabolo, hello and welcome. Yes, and Nancy is saying hello to everyone here as well. And let me see if we my weekend was great and blessed. Hope all was well for all my ONPASSIVE family. Yes, that's why
Nice.
we're here today. Thank you so much. And hello, Rachel. We miss you. Where have you been? Thank you so much for coming back. Now you come back to the family. Thank you so much. And let me see. I want to make sure. And our sister says, yes, it is so. Hashtag ONPASSIVE, because of the variety of products available, women and young girls will have easier access to education through hashtag O-CADEMY and financial earnings as an hashtag ONPASSIVE affiliate. And building generational wealth starts here with ONPASSIVE. And this is what we're doing. Well, knowledge, finances starts with building your knowledge, your mindset, knowledge. Then before you know, you'll be at the top where you will create another top. Hello, Shri Jana. Thank you so much for what the amazing job you and the others are doing behind the scene. I see it. I appreciate it. I feel it. Keep doing it. We are in this to so win it. And we have Jody Rice. How are you? Thank you so much for being here today. We love you. Come again and encourage other people to come with you. Then we have Ojala. How are you? Thank you so much for being here today. We love you, and come again. And just a reminder, we go twice a day. So now at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you have the time, come. Let us continue these important conversations. Hello, Diane. How are you? Thank you so much. We are the future of the internet. Yes, we are. We are. Thank you so much, sister, for being here today. We highly appreciate you. And Jody Rice says, hi, happy Monday to all our wonderful sisters and brothers around the globe. Hugs, love, and smiles across the world. Love, hug, and smiles across the miles. Oh, that's a good one. I love that.
Very nice.
I love that. And we have our regular man here, DS Nayak. Thank you so much, sir, for being here again today. We highly appreciate you. And yes, the young girls have hope with ONPASSIVE, where they are going to earn respect, get good education, able to eat, eradicate poverty, and live a better tomorrow for not only girls, but also the world. Yep, and towards our boys too, because they're going to get married, right? That's very important. If they choose to, though, not that you have to. If you choose to marry, you're still going to meet the boys. So it's good that you educate yourself so you can bring this good quality into your marital home for yourself, your husband, and your children. Hashtag ONPASSIVE will give women and young girls to try and fail their way to success. Yes, 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 you have to try and fail your way to success. And Nancy says, hello, Jana. Naya, Rice, we're on the right platform where we learn a lot that will be able to help our children, our communities, and the world, and our villages. I always like to say village because I come from the village.
A village is a community, is it not, sister?
It is, but I like to say village. Okay, hello, Banaraj. How are you, Banaraj? Thank you so much for being here today. We highly appreciate you, sir. And whoever talked to you about One Global Movement, we are here for children, and we cannot help children without helping families. Thank you so much. Come again and encourage other people to come. Thank you so much. And we have Sananda. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. I'm really happy to see all of you here today. Thank you so much. And Nancy says, hashtag ONPASSIVE, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Dr. Mundih, hashtag love our children. Yes, thank you, thank you. Hashtag all of us, we love our children. That's why we are here. And hashtag ONPASSIVE equity. Yes, very important. Equity, yes. And hashtag ONPASSIVE inclusion. Woo, I love those ones. Yes. And hashtag ONPASSIVE diversity.
What is our fire?
Fire. Don't worry. We're going to soon move to
connect.
Yes. You really thought about those things. Hello, if you are here for the first time, we welcome you. We are here in One Global Movement to discuss our children's future. Thank you so much, Nancy, for reminding them. And our man, Levi, I put some of you on the flyer. as a way of appreciating you guys for what you're doing. I see it behind the scene. And if you don't like your face on the flyer, just let me know. And if the picture is not the one that you want on that flyer, just let me know, because I already put you, Brother Levy, just so you know, as one of the mentors. Hashtag ONPASSIVE equality. Ooh, you guys are doing something great here today. I wasn't thinking about that. Wow,
yes,
I love that.
Yes, it's very important.
Hashtag ONPASSIVE global community. There we go. Ooh, we're going to copy those hashtags. And hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag SpeakWithHeART, hashtag ONPASSIVE inclusion.
Yes. Those are going to make a big difference in the search algorithm. Pretty soon we'll be all over Google.
Yes. Oh yes. Hashtag One Family, hashtag One Heart, hashtag Real People, hashtag Unprecedented, hashtag Unique.
Yes.
You guys love the hashtag from somewhere now? I can also learn. Then hello Ashok. ONPASSIVE is my heart. And wow, yes, ONPASSIVE is my has changed this planet. Thank you so much. Thank you. And
how did I even get all these flower signs, Uncle?
I know they have the emojis, but I don't get it on mine either. I don't know why.
It's right on your phone or your company or whatever. Hashtag unstoppable. Hashtag unshakable. Hashtag unbreakable. ONPASSIVE. Hashtag JJ Beating Man. Hashtag Big Heart. Hashtag One Global Movement. Hashtag SpeakWithHeART. Hashtag ONPASSIVE. Hashtag ONPASSILICIous. Hashtag Love for
the children.
You guys came today with hashtag. AI is going to know you guys pretty soon.
Yes.
And I'm just going down to make sure that I don't miss anybody here. Okay, we have our brother AP. How are you, AP? Thank you so much for being here today. And we have our sister Ruth. How are you? Thank you so much. We highly appreciate you guys. Wow, a lot of our regulars are here today. You guys mean business. And we have Manoj. How are you, Manoj Jane? This is a new face. We highly welcome here to the family. We are here for our children. And of course, we cannot help children without helping families. You're highly welcome here. We are here on fire,
That's a new person, isn't it?
Yes.
That's a new person.
Yes.
Manoj.
Yes. And we have another new person here. Nitish. How are you, sir? Welcome. You are here in the right place, where we are building our global communities, providing tools with which our children can use to build on their hopes and their dreams, while also giving them something substantial. Let us keep building this foundation. Thank you. And he says, peace. And did I miss something, Levi? Oh, okay. Is that okay? You're welcoming Brother Nitish Kamaka. Thank you so much, Levi. Thank you. And heartbreaking Queen Yvonne. Yes, I think with ONPASSIVE, they will be educated and see the good side of the wrongdoing. Yes, it is really heartbreaking. Yes. And we have this new person here, young man, Shavome. How are you? We love you too as well, young man. Keep coming. Encourage other young people like you to come. We are building a foundation that it is about to take off. All right? Keep coming. Let's keep building it together. We love and appreciate you for being here. And welcome. Esther is welcoming all of us on the panel and all our attendees and the audience today. We highly appreciate you. Thank you so much, Esther. And our man, Shriji Jana, says, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag empowering women, hashtag educating the young, hashtag building hopes and dreams. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Rachel says, Dr. Mundih explained very, very well. Pray.
Yes, prayer works.
Yes, prayer works. And we're going to implement that as one of our programs every week. Why not? Without prayers, I will not be here today at all. Never. Yes. I am so glad. Thank you, Dr. Mundih. Prayer. Yes.
Prayer. Yes.
Prayer, yes. And Brother Shuji, greetings, Mr. APM. Thank you. And let me see, there's another new person. If I miss any, okay, we have Rebecca here. Wow. Hello, Rebecca Cafero. How are you? Thank you so much, sister, for being here. We are here for our children. Let us keep building these global communities. 195 countries is how we're going to do it. No country, no child, no household is going to be left behind. We must reach every child, including the new ones that are born. That is why I went to the St. John's Hospital to see those babies that were born on that particular day, because they are also part of what we are doing. But with them, rules and regulations have to apply through the approval of the parents before we can work with them. Yeah,
Right.
thank you so much for being here today. And we have a Jagannath. How are you, brother? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a nice weekend. And our Jody Rice sister says, hashtag every child matters, hashtag love one other. Yes, thank you so much, sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Is this a new person? Catrice?
Catrice, that's a beautiful name too. Catrice, welcome. Catrice Williams, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. Encourage, spread the message. We are doing this for children, not for us. We're doing it for the child. Automatically or naturally, we're doing it for ourselves. So spread the message of One Global Movement. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Put the big thumbs up. If you've not already done so, subscribe. Put the big thumbs up. Share, comment, do whatever it takes to get this message to the globe. We want to use ONPASSIVE, clean, safe technology, and Mr. Ash Mufareh's character and everything that he brings to us to be able to change these children by changing the entire world. Thank you so much. All right. And then we have Mango Biswas. We are so in it to win it. Yes, we are so in it to so win it. Thank you so much. I love ONPASSIVE as well. So we have come to the end of the show today. Thank you guys so much. I will be on at 8 p.m. and see you again tomorrow. Bring one, bring two. Bring one, bring two, until eventually we affect the whole world. And if you want to belong to the One Global Movement group, sign up. There's a link on the flyer for the WhatsApp group. And we are going to correct the One Global Movement Club in ONET, please, because I was creating it out of ignorance. So we'll correct it and everything will be there. And our sister said, thank you all for your support for hashtag One Global Movement. And we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day and see you again.
Wonderful day. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you very
always
much.
Remember to stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. Thank you.
Sister Esther is making the love sign.